Stop before buying a cucumber for your next TikTok. You have no idea what price your pet is paying for that 5-second laugh. Elevated cortisol levels, loss of trust in the owner, and even potential heart problems. Let's take a closer look at what really happens in a cat's mind when it sees the green monster. Have you ever wondered why the internet is flooded with videos where owners sneakily place an ordinary fresh cucumber behind their cat, and the animal, upon turning around, literally launches into the air from uncontrolled terror? Most owners make a fatal mistake, believing this to be an extremely funny reaction to a harmless vegetable, and try to repeat this prank for a few views on social media. In reality, this means something completely different, and your attempts to entertain yourself at the expense of your pet only destroy the most sacred thing in your relationship, the sense of absolute safety. Your cat has been trying to tell you this for years, but we continue to ignore their nature for the sake of fleeting laughter. 90% of you right now are doing it wrong, or once laughed at such videos, and your cat suffers in silence, because their ancient code was just brutally broken by the person closest to them. Today we will reveal this evolutionary cipher, decode the true reason for this panic attack, and understand why this joke is an act of psychological violence against a predator. Listen to this reflection until the very last second, because at the very end, I will reveal a detail about the so-called poisoned rear syndrome, which will forever change your attitude toward any surprises in your animal's life. Write in the comments if you have seen these popular cucumber videos. There is a common misconception that cats are simply afraid of unknown objects due to their timidness. However, biological reality proves a much harsher scenario. Every panic jump of your pet is a survival strategy that was formed over millions of years. In the wild, your cat's ancestors were not only hunters, but also prey for larger and more dangerous creatures. Their vision is tuned to instantly recognize patterns of danger. A long, green or dark object that unexpectedly appeared on the ground nearby perfectly matches the visual profile of a snake. For a cat's brain, this is not a vegetable. It is a deadly predator whose bite kills in seconds. The phenomenon, we observe, is a manifestation of the so-called startle reflex. This ancient code works by bypassing the analytical part of the brain. When a cat's peripheral vision captures the silhouette of a snake, the nervous system does not waste precious milliseconds to check whether this snake has a scent or eyes. The signal instantly goes to the muscles, triggering a massive release of adrenaline and cortisol, which forces the animal to catapult into the air. Studies, conducted by animal behavior experts at the University of Bristol in 2015, confirmed that such a reaction causes colossal stress to the cat's cardiovascular system. The animal experiences true mortal fear, which cannot be compared to a slight fright in humans. Click the like button and subscribe if you belong to those few owners who truly want to understand their animal at the level of the soul and evolutionary instincts, and strive to protect their colony from any threats. Notice where exactly these videos are usually filmed. In 99% of cases, the cucumber is placed behind the cat at the exact moment when they are eating from their bowl. The answer to the question, why this is so cruel, lies in the concept of a safe place. When your cat eats, they lower their head, close their eyes with pleasure, and completely switch off their defensive radars. They are in a state of absolute vulnerability and defenselessness. They do this only because they completely trust the territory that you created for them. The feeding zone for a predator is a sanctuary of the colony, and when they turn and see a mortal danger exactly where they felt most protected, their world literally collapses. Imagine that you are sitting at your dinner table in a cozy house, relaxed and calm, and suddenly notice that someone has quietly placed a live, poisonous snake on your shoulder. The level of panic and shock you would feel is only a weak echo of the emotional earthquake your cat experiences. This is not just a fright, it is the total destruction of basic trust in the environment. Your cat perceives this joke as proof that their safe place no longer exists, and you, as the leader of the colony, are unable to control threats. Such viral pranks have long-term consequences for the mental health of your pet. After the incident, the cat's brain marks the area near the bowl as a high-risk territory. Most owners make a fatal mistake, believing that the cat will quickly forget this event. We need to learn empathy, because the animal may start suffering from eating disorders. They will approach the bowl with a lowered tail, constantly look around, eat quickly and nervously, or refuse to eat in this place altogether. Their nervous system will enter a state of chronic hypervigilance. Your pet's trust in you grows only when you act as a guarantor of their inviolability and not the initiator of their suffering. Any unexpected object that suddenly appears in a cat's blind spot causes an identical failure in its biological program. This could be a rubber toy, a piece of foil, or even your slipper. Predators do not tolerate surprises. For them, unpredictability equals death. Your defenselessness before the misunderstanding of their language leads to you creating a chasm between you with your own hands. Instead of being a wall behind which the cat hides from the dangers of the world, you become that same unpredictable factor from which trouble is to be expected. Have you ever heard of the poisoned rear syndrome? This is a deep psychological trauma that forms in a cat after its safe place was compromised during the satisfaction of basic needs. From an evolutionary point of view, an animal that survived an attack at a moment of vulnerability forever changes its behavior model. Your cat will never turn their back to you with the same ease again. They will stop sleeping in open spaces, start hiding under the bed or on high cabinets. Their ancient code will be rewritten, and instead of a pet who feels like the master of life, you will get a neurotic beast waiting for a strike from where it should never have come. To avoid this, you must forever give up attempts to scare the animal from behind, especially when they are eating, drinking water, or using the litter box. When you see such videos on the internet, do not laugh and do not share them with friends. Understand that this is the voice of millions of years of evolution, being used for the sake of cheap entertainment. Your home should be a safe place where instincts are respected and not ridiculed. For them, this world is full of invisible threats, and their only island of peace is the territory you control together. If you break this non-aggression pact, you destroy the very foundation of your colony. The real truth is that your cat deserves a life without artificial stress and stupid pranks. Take care of your pets, appreciate their ancient wisdom, and remember that true understanding of a cat begins where human desire to be entertained ends and deep empathy for a living creature begins.